You know, the most important thing I learned is, of course, how to put on a suit. Oh, wow. Look at that. Now I officially look like a business school student. Previously, I made a business school day in the life video, and a lot of you asked me, how the hell did you spend $100,000? Was it even worth it? Or was it a complete scam? Even if you're not going to business school, you'll find this video helpful because it can help you decide whether to go to college or not. So I go to school at UBC Sauder School of Business, located in Vancouver, Canada. And Vancouver is a really, really expensive city. So rent was $1,000 alone if I wanted to be near the university, and then the other $1,000 was for food, entertainment, going out with friends, and just extra expenses that I might have throughout the month. With that out of the way, let's talk about what I actually learned. This building is called the Sauder building. It's my business school faculty, and most business schools, in the first 2 years, you don't actually choose a major. Only in the third year at UBC Sauder, you choose your major and you get a business degree with a concentration in whatever you selected. For me, that was a concentration in marketing. In order to graduate in 4 years, you need to take 5 classes every single semester. And for the first 2 years, basically what you're doing is you're taking an introduction class of every single aspect of business, including logistics, marketing, operations, human resources, accounting, finance, but you get the point. Now you know how business school works. I'm gonna tell you the top 3 things I learned from my business school degree because they're not exactly what you would expect me to say to you. And the number 1 thing I learned is how to give presentations, and more so public speaking, because you definitely do a lot of those in business school, especially in marketing. So public speaking is actually America's number 1 fear, followed by bugs, needles, and drowning. First time you stand up in front of your classmates, you're literally shaking, or at least I was. The words that come out of your mouth are not exactly what you want to say. So in business school, our courses, a lot of them are project-based or group work based. So what that means is when you work in a group, you're probably doing like analyzing a company, trying to come up with recommendations. At the very end, you give a huge presentation that's around 10 to 12 minutes. That's worth around like 30% of your grade. So that's why we gotta practice a lot for these presentations. And out of the 10 courses we take every single year, we probably have like 4 or 5 classes that require these type of presentations. So over the course of 4 years, you're getting a lot of practice. For my school specifically, we actually had a business communication course where it was a course completely dedicated to helping you become a better presenter. We watch a lot of TED Talks in that course. The number 2 thing I learned was how to make fast stacks. Just kidding, I didn't learn that. I actually gotta pick that up later. But the number 2 thing I learned was networking. This is such a buzzword, but basically how to make friends. Deep connection, short amount of time. Because usually at these networking sessions, it's like an event that you go to where a bunch of people are dressed up and they're either listening to a keynote speaker or they're attending some conference where it's like a case competition or something. And you only have like a really short amount of time to get to know someone and for you to get their contact information and for them want to either go on a coffee chat with you or work with you or hire you in the future. So that's what networking is all about. But what you also learn is social skills, because when you're really awkward, people don't want to chat with you. They just like kind of quietly move away from you and you're just outside of the circle. So you learn to adjust your own social behavior and maybe look up some tutorials online, how to network, and then eventually get better by doing. So business school, really, it just provides you with an environment for you to practice these soft skills. And people say business school, especially UBC Sauder, can be a little bit cutthroat, where people are snakes and they backstab you. But in my case, I really didn't feel that. Maybe it's like 1 or 2 people, but I'm not friends with them. I don't really interact with them, so I didn't feel that. I'm here with my friend Jensen Tan. He's my childhood friend. He's been my neighbor for years. But he's also here at UBC Sauder studying marketing, right?
And real estate.
And real estate. What are the top 3 things that make business school worth it for you?
First of all is the community. For sure, you just meet so many cool people here. Builds your network up. Second thing, I think is the mentality. You really build that confidence up. The third one I would say is just the Sauder reputation. I think it's true.
It's a lot easier to find a job if you graduated from a better university, right? How to trust myself and pursue my own business ideas. That's the most important thing I learned in business school. So let me tell you a story. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to start my own company, even though I had no idea what that was gonna be. But I just love the idea of starting a company because the effort you put into it is directly proportional to the rewards that you get. You don't get that with a job. You can put 30 hours into a job, but you don't get paid that much more. So I always wanted to start a business, and I actually did that in the first year of university. So I lived in a dorm with 5 other guys, and you know how dirty guys are. So I left for winter break to go back home. I came back. There were literally 6 trash bags in my living room. I knocked on every single one in my roommate's door. I'm like, yo, you gotta clean that shit in the living room because I can't live like this. But none of them wanted to clean it. So being the businessman that I was, I'm like, okay, each of you pay me $10, I'll clean it for you. I got $50 and I took 20 of that dollars, hired my friend, and we cleaned it together within an hour. And I just pocketed 30 bucks. And I thought to myself, there's like 200 dorms in these buildings. I can't be the only one with this problem. So that night I went on Photoshop, made a poster, made a name, Dorm Life Cleaning, and printed out 200 copies, slid them under every single door. And I waited. First week, no calls. I was kind of sad because I put a lot of effort into handing out those flyers and I didn't get any money. And in the middle of the second week, it was like a random afternoon, I get a call from unknown. And I'm like, who is this? But I just answered it anyway. I'm like, yo, what's up? And the person was like, hey, is this Dorm Life Cleaning? It shook me because I'm like, oh wow, someone's actually calling me. I got kind of nervous because it was the first time I was getting a call from something I put out, right? And I was like, hi, this is Dorm Life Cleaning. How may I help you? And that was my first booking. I made $60, gave $20 away, and pocketed $40. And over the semester, I think we made like a couple $1,000s just by scrubbing toilets and scrubbing the floor. Even though I hated the job, I loved the fact that I was running my own thing and I made money from an idea, like a simple idea that I had in my head. So that was my first taste of business experience. Being in the business school environment helped me do that because one, I was on college campus, so it was a lot easier for me to get customers. But two, being in the school environment, it's kind of like a safety net. You can go out, explore, try different things, and if you fail, if no one had called me, I'd be okay because I can just refocus back onto my studies. I don't need to worry. Right? I think that safety net is huge. It's a giant playground for you to experiment and test out your ideas. And that's how I started this YouTube channel too, because initially I was like, I want to test out some of the marketing theories I learned in marketing class. And the best way and the free way for me to do that was through social media. So I made my own personal profile. After making a couple videos, I realized I actually really love making videos. So that's why I continued. Coming back to the question, is business school worth it? Or is college worth it? Business school is all about the people you meet. It's not really about the classes because the classes are pretty basic, but it's being in this environment. So I think business school is worth it if you don't have to go into debt in order to go to school. And you have to go in with the expectation that you're not going to learn that many practical skills, with the exception of accounting and maybe finance. So it's really just a safe environment for you to explore your business tendencies and find what you like to do? The answer depends on you. But you know what is undoubtedly more than worth it? Smashing that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Click right here to watch my business school day in the life so you get a sense of what it's actually like. My name is Hafu, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.